I see you, not the version of you that the world sees, not the face you put on this morning, the one that says you are fine. You are managing. You are like everyone else. I see the other one, the real one, the one underneath, that no one else seems to notice. Stop for a moment, my child. I have been watching, and I want you to know, before I say anything else, that you have never once been invisible to me. I know you did not expect to hear that tonight. You have grown so used to being unseen that the words feel strange, almost too good to trust. But stay with me a little while. Let the noise of the day fall quiet. It is only you and me here now, and I have things to say to you that you have been aching to hear for a very long time. I know how it feels to move through your days like a ghost. I have watched you walk into rooms full of people and feel completely alone. I have seen you sit at a table where everyone is talking and laughing, and feel as though there is a pane of glass between you and all of them, close enough to touch, too far to truly reach. You smile when you are supposed to smile. You say the right things, and the whole time, a quiet voice underneath is asking, does anyone here actually see me? Does anyone know what I carried in with me today? Or am I just a shape they are used to, a name they know, a face that fills a chair? I know about the strange loneliness of this age, too. I have watched you hold a small glowing screen in the dark, scrolling through the lives of others, surrounded by hundreds of so-called connections, and feel lonelier with every passing minute. So many ways to be reached, and still no one reaching the real you. So many people who know your name, and so few who know your heart. You have more contact with others than anyone who ever lived before you. And yet you can go a whole day, a whole week, without a single person asking how you truly are, and meaning it, and waiting for the real answer. You have learned to live with that. You have become an expert at it. You have learned to give people the version of you that is easy to receive, the curated one, the one that does not ask too much. You have learned to carry the heavy things quietly, in a back room of your heart where no one goes, because you decided long ago that your burdens were yours to carry, and no one really wanted to know. And so you perform being well. You become very good at it, and the better you get at it, the more invisible the real you becomes, even to the people closest to you. I have seen something else, too, that I want to name, because it has hurt you more than you let on. I have seen that you are usually the one who reaches out first. You are the one who remembers the birthdays, who sends the message, who checks in, who keeps the thread alive. And I have watched you wonder, in the quiet, what would happen if you simply stopped? Whether anyone would reach back, whether the silence would just grow, confirming the thing you most fear. That you are the one who holds the connections together, and no one would hold on to you. That is a particular loneliness, the loneliness of always being the one who initiates, and it has worn a groove in your heart. I have seen every unanswered message. I have seen the effort that went out and did not come back. And I have seen how you told yourself it did not matter, when it mattered very much. And I have seen how often you are known for what you do, but not for who you are. People know you as the reliable one, the strong one, the one who handles things, the one with the role. They know the function you serve in their lives. But the person underneath the function, the one with their own fears and longings and tiredness, that one stays hidden, because no one ever quite thinks to ask. You have become useful to many and known by few. And being useful is not the same as being seen. You can be surrounded by people who need you and still ache to be wanted simply for yourself. I have seen the thought that comes to you in your lowest moments, the one you would never say out loud, the thought that wonders whether anyone would really notice if you simply were not there, whether the world would shift at all, or just close over the space where you used to be, like water closing over a stone. My child, I want you to hear me speak directly to that thought, because it is one of the cruelest lies the darkness ever tells. You think your absence would leave no mark. The truth is that your absence already grieves me before it has even happened, because there is no version of the world that is complete without you in it. You are not a stone dropped into water. You are a thread woven through the whole cloth. And I know exactly where you are, and I would feel it. I would feel it deeply if you were gone. And here is the question that lives underneath all the others, the one that has been quietly breaking your heart. You have begun to wonder whether even I see you. You have prayed into what felt like an empty sky. You have wondered if your words go anywhere at all, or if you are simply talking to the ceiling, one more invisible person in a world too busy to notice. So let me answer the deepest fear first, before anything else. I see you. I have always seen you. Not from a distance, not with half attention, but completely, tenderly, with my whole heart turned toward you. There has never been a single moment of your life when you were outside my sight. Let me tell you about someone who once felt exactly the way you feel tonight. Long ago, there was a woman named Hagar. She was a servant, a foreigner, a person of no importance in the eyes of the powerful people around her. She was used and mistreated, and when she could bear it no longer, she ran away into the wilderness, alone, pregnant, with nowhere to go and no one to turn to. She was, in every way the world measures these things, invisible. The kind of person history forgets. The kind of person who slips through the cracks and no one comes looking for. But I came looking for her. I found her there by a spring of water in the desert, at the end of herself, and I spoke to her. I called her by name. I saw her exactly as she was, in all her fear and exhaustion, and I did not look away. And do you know what she did then? She gave me a name. Out of all the names that had ever been given to me, this woman, this overlooked and abandoned servant, gave me one of the most beautiful. She called me, "Thou God seest me," the God who sees. She said, "Have I also here looked after him that seeth me?" In other words, even here, even in this forsaken place, even me, the least and the lowest, I have been seen by God. That name is for you too, my child. I am the God who sees. I am not only the God of the important, the noticed, the celebrated. I am especially the God of the overlooked. I have a particular tenderness for the ones the world walks past. I draw near to the servant in the wilderness. the person at the edge of the room, the heart behind the practiced smile. If I came looking for Hagar in the middle of nowhere, do you think I have somehow lost track of you? I have not. I see you exactly where you are tonight, and I am here. Think about what that moment must have been for her. She had spent her whole life being looked through, never looked at. She was property, a means to someone else's ends, a person whose feelings no one had ever once asked about. She had no reason to believe that anyone in heaven or on earth had the slightest interest in her. And then, in the lowest moment of her life, alone and afraid and carrying a child into an uncertain future, the God of all creation stopped and turned toward her and saw her. Not the role she played, not her usefulness, her. And it changed her so deeply that she did the thing no one else in all of Scripture had done before her. She gave me a name out of her own experience. She named me after the way I had loved her, the God who sees. There was a well in that place afterward, and it carried a name that meant the well of the living one who sees me. Every traveler who passed that spot for generations would say that name, the well of the one who sees. Without ever knowing, it came from the heart of a forgotten servant girl whom God refused to overlook. That is what I do with the invisible ones. I do not just see them. I make their being seen into something that outlasts them. Your story of being found by me is not small, and it is not forgettable, no matter how small and forgettable you have felt. Now let me tell you just how completely I see you, because I do not want you to think I see you only from the outside, the way a stranger might glance at a crowd. In my word it is written this way, O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Thou knowest my downsitting and mine uprising. Thou understandest my thought afar off. Hear what that means. I know when you sit down and when you rise up. I know the small, unremarkable rhythms of your day that no one else pays any attention to. I know the thought before you finish thinking it. I understand what you mean even when you cannot find the words, even when you do not understand it yourself. I am acquainted with all your ways. There is not a word on your tongue, but I know it altogether. When you lie awake at night and your mind runs in circles no one else will ever hear, I am there, hearing all of it. When you do the kind thing that no one notices, I notice. When you cry where no one can see, I see. When you hold yourself together for one more day by a strength you did not know you had, I know exactly what it cost you. You are not a face in a crowd to me. You are not a name on a long list. You are fully, completely, intimately known. Every hidden corner of you, every part you are ashamed of, every part you think would make people leave if they saw it. I have already seen all of it, and I have not left. I know you better than your closest friend, better than your own family, better than you know yourself. And knowing you that completely, all the way down, I love you. Not in spite of what I see. I love you having already seen everything there is to see. That is a love no performance can earn and no failure can lose, because it was never based on the version you show. It was based on the real you, the one I have known from the beginning. And let me tell you what else I see. Because you have spent so long believing that the only things hidden in you are the things you are ashamed of. That is not true. I see the hidden good in you too. The good that no one ever claps for. I see the patience you show when no one is watching. I see the small kindnesses you do quietly, expecting nothing. The ones the world never notices and never rewards. I see you choosing to do the right thing in the dark, when there is no audience, no recognition, no one to tell. I see you holding on to your faith on the days it would be easier to let go. The world keeps no record of these things. I keep all of them. Nothing good you have ever done in secret has been lost. I saw every bit of it, and it was beautiful to me. And one day you will discover that the things you did when no one was looking were the things that mattered most of all. You have been faithful in the unseen places. I have seen it, and I am proud of you in a way the world has never thought to be. And there is nowhere you could go to escape being seen by me, even if you tried. My servant wrote it like this: Whither shall I go from thy spirit? If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me. If you climbed to the highest place, I am there. If you sank to the lowest, I am there too. If you said, surely the darkness will hide me, even the darkness is not dark to me. The night shines like the day. There is no pit deep enough, no shadow thick enough, no distance far enough to put you out of my sight. You have spent so long feeling invisible. You could not become invisible to me if you tried with all your might. You are always in view of the one who loves you most. And I did not begin seeing you recently. I have been seeing you since before you drew your first breath. The same servant wrote, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect. Before anyone in this world had ever laid eyes on you, my eyes were on you. While you were being formed in secret, in the hidden place where no human eye could reach, I was there, watching over every detail of you being made. You were seen before you were ever held. You were known before you were ever named. Every day that would ever be yours was written in my book before a single one of them had come to pass. You are not an accident the world happened to produce and then mostly ignored. You are a deliberate work, watched over from your very first moment by a God who could not take his eyes off you. The world may have overlooked you since the day you arrived. I have been gazing at you with love since before the day you began. Do you understand what this means for the loneliness you feel? It means the feeling of being unseen, however real and painful, is not the deepest truth about you. The deepest truth about you is that you came into being under the loving gaze of God, and you have never once left it. The invisibility is the lie, the seeing is the truth, and the truth is older and stronger and will outlast every season in which you felt forgotten. If these words are beginning to reach the place in you that has felt unseen for so long, then stay with me a little longer. There is more I want to say to you, and there will be more in the days to come. If it would comfort you to return, to let me speak to you again tomorrow and the day after, you are always welcome here. This is a place where the real you can come and be seen and be known as often as you need. I will always be here. Now let us go deeper, because I have so much more to say to a heart that has felt forgotten. I want to tell you something I once said to a whole people who believed I had forgotten them. They felt abandoned. They said, "The Lord has forsaken me. My Lord has forgotten me." And this is how I answered them, and how I answer you. Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Think about the picture I am painting, I asked. Can a mother forget the infant at her own breast? It is almost unthinkable, is it not? The bond between a mother and the child she is nursing is one of the strongest things in all creation. And yet, I said, even that can fail. Even a mother, in rare and broken cases, might forget. But I will not forget you. My memory of you is more faithful than the most devoted mother's love. You are more deeply held in my heart than a newborn at its mother's breast. And then I said the thing I most want you to carry with you tonight. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Not written in pencil, to be erased. Not noted on a list, to be lost. Graven, carved, engraved into my own hands, permanently, where I cannot help but see you every moment of every day. You wonder if anyone holds you in mind. I hold you in my hands. Your name is carved into the very place I would look 1,000 times a day. You are not out of sight and out of mind. You are quite literally never out of my sight, because I have made you part of my own hands. The marks of my love for you are something I carry on my own body forever. You have been so afraid that you are forgettable. Hear me. You are unforgettable to the only one whose memory lasts forever. Let those words settle into the place that has ached the longest. You have watched people forget you. The friend who drifted and never noticed you were gone. The group that moved on without a backward glance. The ones who promised to stay in touch and did not. Each time, a little more of you became convinced that you must be the kind of person who is easy to forget. That there must be something missing in you that makes people able to let you go so lightly. So hear me say it again, slowly, because I want it to reach the bottom of you. I have graven you on the palms of my hands. The very hands I use to hold the universe together have your name carved into them. When I open my hands, I see you. When I work, I see you. There is no moment, no task, no corner of eternity in which you are not before my eyes. The people who forgot you did not forget you because you are forgettable. They forgot because human memory is weak and human love is distracted. Mine is neither. I am the one who cannot forget, who will not forget, who has made certain of it by carving you into my own self forever. Now, my child, let me gently show you something, because I love you too much to only comfort you. I want to set you free. You have been trying to solve the ache of being unseen by being seen more. You have reached for it in all the places that promised it and could never deliver it. The approval of people who are too distracted to give it. The numbers on a screen that rise and fall and never fill the empty place. The hope that if you just achieved enough, or pleased enough people, or performed well enough, then finally someone would truly see you and the loneliness would lift. But it never quite does it? Because those things were never able to give you what your soul is actually starving for. They can give you attention. They cannot give you the thing underneath attention, which is to be fully known and fully loved at the same time. Only I can give you that, and I have been holding it out to you the whole time. The ache you feel is not a flaw in you. It is a signal. It is the part of you that was made for me, calling out for the only love that can fill it. You were made to be known by your Maker, to live seen and safe under the gaze of the one who formed you. Every other longing to be seen is just an echo of that first and deepest one. So when the loneliness rises, do not despise it, and do not try to drown it in more scrolling, more performing, more chasing. Let it lead you home. Let it bring you here, to me, where the seeing is real and the love does not run out. I want you to notice something about the way the world offers to be seen, because I think it has quietly wounded you. The world will look at you, but only on conditions. It will notice you when you are useful, when you are impressive, when you are doing well. It will turn its gaze toward your success and away from your struggle. It teaches you that to be seen, you must first be worth seeing. And so you hustle and perform and hide the parts that might make the attention go away. That is not being seen. That is being evaluated. And it leaves you more alone than before, because the love you receive that way is attached to your performance. And a love attached to performance can never rest. You are always one bad day away from losing it. No wonder you are exhausted. You have been auditioning for a love I have already given you for free. My gaze does not turn away when you struggle. It turns toward you. I am drawn to your weakness, not repelled by it. You do not have to be worth seeing for me to see you with delight. I made you. You were worth seeing before you had done a single thing. Put down the audition. The part is already yours. And let me speak to the wound itself, because feeling unseen for a long time leaves a real wound. And I am not a God who ignores wounds. It is written, He healeth the broken in heart, and bindeth up their wounds. I do not stand at a distance from your pain. I draw near to it, the way a gentle physician draws near to an injury, with tenderness, with care, in no hurry, intending to heal. The loneliness has cut you in places you do not even show me, places where you decided long ago that you were too much, or not enough, or simply not the kind of person people stay for. I want to bind up those wounds. I want to sit with you in the broken-hearted place and begin, slowly, to heal what years of feeling invisible have damaged. You do not have to be strong for me. You do not have to perform wellness here. You can bring me the wound exactly as it is, and I will be tender with it. That is what I do. I heal the broken in heart. It is one of the things I love most to do. And notice the verse that comes right after that promise. In the very same breath, my word says that I tell the number of the stars, and call them all by their names. Think of that. The same God who has numbered and named every star in the endless sky is the God who bends down to bind up your broken heart. You might think a God great enough to name the stars would be too busy, too vast, too far above you to notice one lonely person in the dark. The opposite is true. The greatness that names the stars is the same greatness that knows your name and your wound and the exact shape of what you need tonight. I am not too big to see you. I am big enough to see you completely. There is no one I overlook because they are too small. To the God who counts the stars, no one is too small, and nothing about you is beneath my attention. I know that for some of you, this loneliness did not come from nowhere. Some of you have been moved far from the people you love, by work, by loss, by the way life scatters us. Some of you have watched friendships fade, or marriages grow cold, or families fall apart. And you are lonely now in ways you never expected to be. Some of you are alone because the season changed and took your people with it. I see each of these, and I do not treat your loneliness as a small thing or a thing you brought on yourself. It is a real grief, and I grieve it with you. But hear me, whatever emptied your life of the people who once filled it, I have not left it empty. I am here, in the quiet your life has become, and I am able to bring new people into a life that feels barren, in time, in ways you cannot yet see. And to those of you who feel most alone, precisely in the place that should be least lonely, your own home, your own marriage, your own family, hear me with special tenderness. There is no loneliness quite like being unseen by the very people who are supposed to know you best. To sleep beside someone and feel like a stranger. To sit at a family table and feel like a guest in your own life. That is a deep and particular ache, and I will not minimize it. But I am in that house with you. I am at that table with you. And I am at work in ways you cannot see, softening hearts, opening eyes, making a way for connection where it has grown cold. Do not give up hope for the relationships that feel most distant. The God who sees you also sees them. And I have not stopped working on the bonds that matter most to you. So let me show you the way forward, my child. Because I do not want to leave you only comforted. I want to lead you out. The first step is the one I have been giving you this whole time. Start from the one who already sees you. Before you reach for anyone else to fill the emptiness, come to me. Each day, tell me one true thing. Not the polished version, the real one. The thing you have not told anyone. Say to me, this is what I am actually carrying. This is what I am afraid of. This is the part of me I hide. And let yourself be seen by the one who already knows it anyway, and loves you still. Being truly known by me, even once a day, even in a whisper, will begin to loosen the grip of the loneliness more than 1,000 shallow connections ever could. You do not have to earn my attention. You already have all of it. And if you do not have the words tonight, you may borrow these. Say to me simply, God who sees me, I have felt invisible for so long that I almost stopped believing anyone was looking. I have been performing instead of being known. Tonight, I want to be seen by you, all the way down, the parts I am proud of and the parts I hide. You know me already. You made me. You have never forgotten me. Help me believe I am not invisible. Help me take one small step out of hiding. That is all. A prayer does not need to be polished to reach me. It only needs to be honest. And the moment you let yourself be truly seen by me, even in a single sentence whispered in the dark, something in the long loneliness begins to heal. And then, when you have remembered that you are seen by me, I want you to risk one small step into the light with another person. Not the whole crowd, not some grand re-entry into a busy social world. Just one. Reach toward one real person. Send the message you have been afraid to send. Say the honest sentence instead of the easy one. Tell one trusted soul a little more of the truth than you usually do. Walk into one place where people gather in my name, even if your heart is pounding, even if you feel like you do not belong, and let yourself be a little bit seen. It will feel like a risk, because it is one. But hear what I have promised, and what I love to do. It is written, God setteth the solitary in families. That is my heart for you. I am not content to leave you alone. I am the God who takes the solitary one, the one on the outside, the one who has felt like they belonged to no one, and sets them into a family. I do this. It is one of my favorite works, but I usually do it through doors that you must be willing to walk through hands you must be willing to reach for. So much of how I heal loneliness comes through the people I want to place around you. Do not seal yourself off to protect the wound. That only deepens it. Take the small risk, crack the door, and let me bring you the people I have for you. The ones who will see the real you and not look away. And let me ask you to remember something, because I think you have missed some of the ways I have already been seeing you. Look back, not at all the times you felt invisible, but at the small moments of being cared for that you were too discouraged to notice. The stranger who was kind to you on a hard day. The unexpected message that came exactly when you needed it. The person who, just once, looked at you a moment longer and asked if you were really all right. You may have brushed these off as small or accidental. They were neither. They were me, reaching toward you through the people around you, signs that you were being seen, even when you felt most overlooked. I have been sending you these small mercies all along. Tonight, I am asking you to start noticing them, because once you begin to see how often you have been seen, the lie of your invisibility loses its power. I will not promise you that the very next person you reach for will be the one who finally sees you fully. People are imperfect, and some will disappoint you, and I will not pretend otherwise. But I will keep working. I will keep setting the solitary in families, season after season, in my faithfulness, until the one who felt they belonged to no one discovers they were always meant to belong. Keep your heart open. Keep taking the small steps, and let me do the deeper work of gathering you in. And if tonight the loneliness feels heavier than you can carry, if you have come to a place that feels truly dark, please hear me with all the tenderness I have. Do not stay in that darkness alone. Reach for the people I have placed within your reach, even the ones you have been too proud or too tired to call. Reach for your church, for a trusted friend, for someone whose hand you can actually hold. And if the weight is more than any one conversation can lift, let someone help you find the deeper help you deserve. Letting others in is not weakness, and it is not a failure. It is the very way I designed my family to carry one another. You were never meant to bear the darkest nights alone, and you do not have to. Let yourself be helped. That, too, is a way of being seen. If these words have reached you tonight, the real you, I want you to do one small, brave thing with them. Tell me, in whatever way you pray, the truest thing about how you have been feeling. Let yourself be known by me right now, in this moment. And if it would help to know you are not the only one who has felt invisible, there are others here tonight who feel exactly as you do. You might leave a word for them where others can see it. A small, honest sentence, an encouragement, a prayer, so that the unseen can see one another, and no one feels they are the only one. There is a quiet kind of healing in being the one who says, I see you too. And if you would like to keep walking with me, to let me speak to you again in the days ahead, you are always welcome to come back. The door is always open. I am always here. So lift your head a little, my child. The loneliness told you to make yourself small, to expect nothing, to assume no one was looking. The loneliness was wrong. Someone is looking. Someone has always been looking. With love, with delight, with a heart fully turned toward you. You can stop hiding the real you now. You can let yourself be seen, beginning with me. The pane of glass you have felt between yourself and the world was never between you and me. There is nothing between us. I am right here, closer than your own breath, and I am looking right at you. And what I see, I love. And carry this with you when you step back into your days, into the rooms that have felt so lonely. You do not walk into them as an invisible person hoping to be noticed. You walk in as someone already seen, already known, already held by the God of all creation. That changes how you stand in a crowd. You are not begging the room for proof that you exist. You already have it, carved into my hands. So you can enter freely. You can love freely. You can reach toward others freely. Not desperate for them to see you, but secure because I already do. The most deeply seen people make the safest friends because they are not starving. Let me feed that hunger first and watch how it changes the way you meet everyone else. Now receive my blessing over you. Before you go, may you feel, even now, the warmth of being seen by the one who made you. May the lie of your invisibility fall away, finger by finger, as you remember that your name is carved into my very hands. May you sleep tonight knowing you are fully known and fully loved, with nothing hidden and nothing held against you. May you wake tomorrow with the courage to be a little more seen, to take one small step into the light, to let one real person closer than before. May you stop auditioning for a love you already have, and rest in the gaze that has been on you since before you were born. May you find, in time, that the God who sees you is also the God who gathers you, setting the solitary one gently into a family, until the one who felt they belonged to no one knows at last that they belong. And may you carry through every hour of your day the unshakable certainty that you are not invisible. You have never been invisible, and you never will be, because you are graven on the palms of the hands of the one who will never, ever forget you. You are seen, you are known, you are held, you are loved beyond your understanding, all the way down, exactly as you are. And I am with you, tonight and tomorrow and always. I see you, my child. I always have. Rest now in being seen.